Hello fellow canners, thanks for joining me again today. I've had a couple of friends reach out and ask me what's the difference between a boiling bath water or a hot water canning method as compared to a pressure canner, and so I'm here to answer those questions. So I actually have both of them here, and I will show them to you in a little more up close and personal basis in just a moment. But basically the differences are, anytime you want to can something that's vegetables or meat or poultry or fish, you're going to use a pressure canner. If you're canning tomatoes or jams or jellies or relishes or pickles, because those are high acid foods, you can use a boiling bath water method. So basically it's any foods that are highly acidic, you can use boiling bath water. Anything that's not, you must use a pressure canner. This is really important stuff, you guys, because botulism's no joke. And if you're not using the correct method, you could develop botulism in your jars and then you're basically screwed. So if there's any doubt, look it up, Google it, get a hold of your fellow canners, ask. Here are your two different types of canners. On the right is a pressure canner. On the left is what I call the boiling bathwater canner. Let's look at that one first, because I'm going to be actually making tomatoes today, and this is what I'll be using. So a boiling bathwater canner is usually enamel. It has a rack in it, and this rack has a nice little handle. You just pull it out. The only thing I don't like about a boiling bathwater method is that really you can only do 7 quarts at a time or 7 pints at a time. So this is your boiling bathwater canner, and when you have jars in here, you will have them completely covered with water by at least an inch, and then there's generally another inch or so of head space between the top of the pot and the water. So that is your boiling bathwater canner. Pressure canner is a whole different ball game. Your pressure canner, let me open my lid for you. It's a little bit bigger, generally speaking. It has a rack as well, but this, oops, sorry for the noise. This rack just doesn't have a handle on it. It just sits in the bottom, keeps the jars off the bottom of the pot. I can fit 7 quarts in here, or I can fit about 16, 18 pints, depending on what I'm canning. And this canner, you actually have a pressure gauge here that tells you how many pounds per square inch your pressure is. It's got a pressure release valve here. It's got another air vent valve over here. It's got what they call an overpressure plug here. You actually only have about 4 quarts of water in a pressure canner when you're pressure canning, and you lock the lid down. You can see that there's an arrow right here on my lid, and there's an arrow here on my handle. So these actually align, and when they are settled in there properly, then you just simply lock the lid by turning it until the handles meet. Now this lid is locked in place. If I had my stove on, it would start building pressure in here. Again, I use my pressure canner for anything except tomatoes, jams, jellies, relishes, and pickles. Everything else is going to be canned in here, including my spaghetti sauce. I do tuna, beans, carrots, beets. I mean, any vegetable except tomatoes are pressure canned. So that's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I will get back to you. And if you like my video, hit that like and subscribe, and join me in another video for how to can something.